Hey guys, welcome to Facebook Ads Unplugged. I am Matt Brennan, and today we have a fantastic Facebook ad expert for you. His name is Klaus, also known as the Facebook Ad Magician. Welcome to Facebook Ads Unplugged, Klaus.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, buddy. So yeah, basically I just wanted to get into it and talk a little bit about how you started and kind of your journey with Facebook ads. So give me a little bit of background on your digital marketing journey, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, yeah. So it's a very long story, but I mean, to make it short, I started maybe like a few years ago with like social media marketing, and then I also had a kind of a Kindle publishing business, Kindle publisher, right?
Yep.
And I was doing that, but I mean, I knew that I had to do something else to really get to that next level. So I actually joined, as you can hear from my accent probably, I'm not, from...
Definitely not from the North American
so, yeah, so I'm actually from Finland originally, born here and will be living here for years. So I decided to, or actually this, came out of nowhere really, this opportunity to move to Vancouver, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So I just applied randomly to the group called Dan Lok Inner Circle, which is kind of hosted by Dan Lok, Mr. Dan Lok, which is who is a very successful entrepreneur here in Vancouver. And just randomly applied, and Dan said, I had no idea he would even respond. And basically that was just a long shot. So Dan responded anyways, and we had some discussion, and he said to me, why not come to Vancouver to learn more from me? Yeah, just leave.
So you literally took the leap. Like you literally just said, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was literally the leap of faith. So
right.
I flew to Vancouver. I decided, let's go, and I flew to Vancouver in like 2 months, and I started a new life here. Actually, at the moment, it's funny because at the moment I'm in Finland still, just visiting my family.
Right.
But going back to Vancouver soon. So yeah, that's how kind of my Facebook advertising journey really started.
Okay.
Although I've been, with the social media, marketing, Kindle publishing, I've been doing Facebook advertising for myself, obviously.
Right.
But after I joined the mentorship group, Dan, the man, really said to me that I should be focusing on, instead of being focused on building a business, I should be focusing on building my skills.
Right.
So he really emphasizes this concept called high income skill, which basically means that you develop this one skill that you can kind of get to 100K, 200K more per year, and the cash flow for your future businesses. So he just suggested me that I would start focusing on one skill, and I was like, okay, I'll obviously take advice because they were successful. So yeah, I just started focusing on Facebook advertising, and I've been doing that for really very intensively focusing on that since the beginning of this year.
Okay.
With plans and everything. And basically what I do right now is I'm, as Matt said, I'm known as the Facebook Ads Magician.
The Magician.
And it's a good name. And I'm really focused on working with one of the world's best thought leaders, like behind the scenes.
Right. Okay.
And help them scale up their businesses through Facebook ads.
Okay.
One of my clients, for example, Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker. How bad he wants to succeed. If you want to succeed as bad as you want to be. If you've ever heard of these motivational talks, but I mean, it's pretty big, and also working with some other guys behind the scenes. So yeah, that's pretty much the story. Obviously, there's
I'm sure there's a much longer version that we could get to over some years, but in a nutshell, that's kind of
maybe one thing to mention. One thing to mention is that very highly invested in buying courses, developing my skills. So that's really one big aspect of my kind of Facebook career.
Okay.
Facebook ads career, kind of invest courses, masterminds, everything. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Cool, man. So my next question for you, because a lot of people watching this are struggling with Facebook ads. They're just starting out, or they've been giving Facebook ads a go for a while, and they've been hitting the wall. I know myself that I hit the wall many times with Facebook ads. I could not believe how unbelievably frustrating Facebook ads was in the beginning. So what for you were the biggest frustrations? What were kind of the biggest roadblocks that you had when you initially started out with Facebook ads?
Mm. Well, there were many.
There were, I'm sure there were.
Yeah, first of all, I couldn't figure out how they work. Really. I tried things, but nothing like converted. Now,
Yep.
so that was really the biggest challenge. But then I just, as I said, I continuously, kept on studying from other experts, from other gurus,
Right. Yeah.
if you could say, and just trying to figure out. And pretty much, that's how I figured out how they actually work. And it's not really that complicated, but I mean, you just have to develop those skills.
Exactly. It takes some time.
And as you do campaigns, you start to see what works, what doesn't. You start to see the patterns. So
Yeah.
I think really the main thing that I was struggling with Facebook ads was I couldn't make them work. And also a big struggle, or kind of a mistake that I made with Facebook ads was that I was too focused on just Facebook ads.
Right.
So when I campaign, I was very focused on making that, and this was a huge newbie mistake. Obviously, I focused on making the Facebook ads work and everything, but I had the whole big picture, not in place. So I didn't have the funnel in place.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't even know exactly who my target.
And that's the next thing I was going to say, because I know a lot of people, one of the biggest reasons they don't succeed with Facebook ads is they don't do the work on the front end. They don't have an understanding of who their ideal customer is, what they look like, what their wants are, what their needs are. And I think that's something I really like to express when I'm teaching people about Facebook ads, is if you put that work in on the front end, it's going to help you out so much throughout the entire campaign, throughout the entire process. So
yeah, for sure.
Cool. So essentially what you're saying is you were able to overcome these roadblocks by essentially just taking the time to teach yourself and fail, and then finally you started succeeding, right?
Yeah, and also I believe you don't have to learn by your own mistakes all the time. You can learn by other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from my experience as well, I think a lot of people, they don't see any results within the first couple of days, so they give up. Where they try a new strategy, and with Facebook ads, it is a lot of trial and error, I find. So cool, man. So my next question for you would be, so you work with thought leaders. Your main focus is scaling. So you can take, let's say I'm a thought leader, you could come and work with me and essentially scale my business. So do you have any specific strategic blueprints or strategies that you can kind of give me or give the audience right now? That we can kind of take and apply to our campaigns?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I can't reveal my secrets here.
Well, I'm not asking for all the secrets, but
I'm just thinking I can obviously give, foundation use.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you got, man. Whatever you got is great.
Yeah, it's very simple, but I mean, people always, they kind of are distracted by the simplicity because they're like, it has to be complicated, but it's not complicated. It's super. But you just have to do the foundation right and everything, the simple things right. So, well, obviously, first of all, I think there are 4 steps. But first of all, the first step is to the offer, actually figure out, what the market wants, what the market needs.
Yeah.
But so many people, starting, pretty offer out of nowhere because they just want to do that, and they're like, why does it work?
Yeah.
Because there's no demand or anything. So really the first step, and again, but in reality, people don't do this.
Yeah.
What coordinators I've been working with, they don't do this. So it's kind of like...
Interesting.
But I mean, really, in practicality, how you can do that. For example, just survey. If you have a following base, you can just start surveying them. You can ask them questions. You can just observe who they are and what they maybe need or anything. So then just, also what other competitors are selling. That's usually a sign of if there's
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from my experience, if the competition are doing something right, then you can definitely apply that to your strategies.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's really the first step. And then the second step is to, this is probably, in my opinion, this is the biggest mistake
Mm-hmm.
and the biggest roadblock for, Facebook advertisers and also for digital marketers in general, is that you have to know your ideal or customer.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, this is when I've been working with my clients, they have this general idea
Yeah.
of the client. It's
Yeah.
like, it is what it is. You have to be very specific.
Yeah, it's not. I totally agree with you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be very specific about who your target client is
Yeah.
and who he or she is not.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that in many ways. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth on how you can do it, but a couple of things you can do. For example, what I use constantly is, again, I kind of spy on my competitors,
Mm-hmm.
or not my competitors, but I mean maybe the client's competitors.
Yep.
The biggest competitors, really the big guys, and see kind of like what type of language they're using.
Yep.
What type of customers, clients they have.
Yep.
And you can just kind of observe every pattern.
Yeah. So you essentially go through their funnel, you go through their sales pages, and all of their content, and you kind of pick their language out and apply it to your campaigns. Okay. Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what I use is I use this thing called Facebook Audience Insights.
Yep.
I know that you're aware of, and now that I've been working with these thought leaders, they usually have a big following,
Mm-hmm.
so I can kind of benefit from that. So I always just upload the buyers list, email list, and other kind of lists
Okay.
as a CSV file to Facebook, and then I just run through Audience Insights with the files. So it kind of reveals everything to me,
Right.
the customer, and the demographics and everything. Really, even like how much they're making, how much they're making per year, and a bunch of other stuff. So Facebook really gives a lot of information that most people aren't using. And I think that's, obviously there's many more things, but I mean, for figuring out who your client is, that's
Right. And it's funny you say that because Facebook really is, in my opinion, the best source for finding out information. A lot of people don't realize that is it's very meta. You're literally in, you can go into Facebook and find as much information as you want through these different strategies. So cool. So one more quick question for you, Klaus. Are there so Facebook changes a lot. We know that a lot of people get stressed out with the continual changes of Facebook. Are there any kind of roadblocks or obstacles that you've seen, in the recent months that maybe you didn't see in the past, and maybe a way to overcome those?
I didn't catch it. Did you say changes, or can you just repeat?
Yeah, have you seen any major changes or major roadblocks that you can kind of give a strategy to overcome, that you've seen in the last couple months due to Facebook changes?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, Facebook algorithm, it changes all the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there's so many. Let me think. I don't think there's really anything like, obviously, the biggest change that happened many years ago was or not many years, but I mean still the Facebook changed the organic search,
Mm-hmm.
or organic reach, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big change. But I mean, other than that, not really. Although I kind of follow obviously what happens and everything like with Facebook algorithm, but so many things happen all the time, so I can always keep up. Being completely honest here.
Yeah.
Like I can't always.
No, absolutely.
Change.
Absolutely, and I mean, from my experience, the fundamentals of Facebook advertising is essentially the same. I mean, it's the core structure doesn't really change. It's more just being able to kind of keep up to date with Facebook. But
Yeah, it's one thing for sure. It's and for example, I've gotten my ad for out of nowhere, so they like to change. Clearly, they like to change some things. Just all of a sudden, I get an email from Facebook saying, now, your blog, which whatever, I'm like, what did I do? So it's like, so that's one thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. All right. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or I mean, you've been awesome today. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
Yeah, meaning related to what, like Facebook ads or.
Yeah, I mean, anything else with Facebook ads that you wanted to add, or is that good?
Let me think. So again, one thing I actually didn't have time to kind of explain was when I was talking about the mistakes or roadblocks or whatever, the kind of a step-by-step process. So one thing that I left that I didn't mention was really I believe the biggest mistake is not knowing your client. But the second biggest mistake is not knowing your numbers and not tracking your numbers.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I think that's, if you're starting up with Facebook ads or been doing it for a while and you do it for clients, that's really, if not the most, at least the second most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
To have in place, to have the, key performance indicators, and really two of them, CPA, average cost per customer acquisition and average order value. Those are the two key things.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then just tracking those like crazy, testing.
Yeah.
And you should be good. But I mean, again, most thought leaders that I've been working with don't do that, but also some Facebook advertisers don't do those. So
absolutely, yeah. No, I agree with you. And to be honest, my mentor, he talks a lot about that. And in Facebook Ads Unplugged, there is a KPI calculator. So there's actually a tutorial where I go through an entire process of how to measure your ROI, how to hit a 2-to-1 ROI, how to achieve that target cost per click that you can use for the entire campaign. So yeah, totally agree with you on that one, man. Cool, buddy. So very quickly, where can we find you?
Okay, so you can just actually my website at so Klaus Hakala is my last name. Hakala.
Okay.
But I mean, you can probably put it there.
Yeah, we'll put it on. We'll get it on the screen here for everyone.
Yeah, and there should be like how obviously I'm kind of obviously hands full of clients, but I mean, if you would want to work with me, then you would have to, or we would have to. Obviously, I would have to qualify you first, so we'd have to see if you're even, or if we would be even a good fit. So you can just go to my website. There should be kind of an application page, and then after that, if you qualify, then we could have a kind of a free 30-minute strategy.
Right. Okay.
Basically, help you for free, which business, and if you like what I do, maybe in the future we can work together. So that's pretty much it, how you can reach me. And obviously all the social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, I even have a YouTube channel. So just put Klaus Hakala on Google.
Yeah, it's a fairly distinct name. My name's Matt Brennan. There's a million Matt Brennans around, so Klaus Hakala would be fairly easy to find, I would think. Cool. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time today, buddy, and thank you so much. And all the best.
No worries. I appreciate it.
Cheers. Thank you.